You call that radio? You call that radio TV? No. You call that radio TV?
This is You Call That Radio.
This is You Call That Radio TV. It is the second show of the day. I think we can go live to Bristol right now. Mollusca. Vita.
Hello.
Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, Mollusca Vita. It's just mollusk with an A on the end. It's that's what it is.
How is things in Bristol? Do you have the snow of Scotland?
So we don't have that much snow, but we did get a little bit of snow today when I was at work, and you could see like the actual snowflakes, like the full-on patterny things, which amazed me because I always thought that was just bullshit. To be honest, I thought it was just made up, but no, that was interesting.
Bristol snowflakes, and what's it been like? We're just talking a wee bit before we came on air, because obviously you've moved to Bristol, which has just got a thriving music scene and party scene normally, but obviously it's in different times, so there's not really much to tell us about your adventures in Bristol just yet.
I mean, not yet. The whole reason that I did move down here is because, fortunately, I have experienced the thriving musical delights of Bristol previous to now, but it's always been on a bit of a flying visit. So basically, during lockdown, I was working a job. Like, I've wanted to live here since I was about 18. I'm 26 now, so it's been a dream for a while. But during the first lockdown, I got a job which was quite intense, but I was doing about 60 hours and not really spending my money on anything else. So I decided to just sort myself out, get the money saved up, and get myself down here. So been here since August, not experienced much partying, unfortunately, but I'm definitely raring to get on it as soon as we have freedom again.
Wait, with the regards to your bands, you know, you've got a couple of projects going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're always busy doing lots of different stuff. Have you got band members in Bristol as well, or how's that working?
So I mean, with Unknown Era, that's a little bit complicated at the moment. Obviously, that's like a 9-piece, and I'm actually the third member of Unknown Era to move down here, but we're kind of like in and out. So sometimes we're there, sometimes we're not, kind of thing. In regards to Toki Horror, actually, that was started during lockdown, and we've recorded everything that we've done so far remotely. But that started off when I was in Manchester, and Z is in Liverpool and Ava is in London. So actually there's nobody here. It's just me down here. And then obviously with my solo stuff, it's very easy because it's just me, so I don't need to worry about anyone else. But yeah, no other band members down here really. Just me all by myself.
And what did you say? Should we start with a solo stuff, or we start with Toki Horror, or we start with Unknown Era? Where's a good place to start for people who maybe aren't aware of your music and stuff?
I think we should start at the beginning, and the beginning would be Unknown Era. I think that would be a good place to start. Let's go chronological with it, I reckon.
I think you might be right on that one.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Unknown Era. I mean, I remember this video coming out, and it's just absolutely amazing work. Whoever's involved in that. If you want, it just looks fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. It was so this video was filmed on our first ever tour that we did, and only ever tour that we did outside of the UK thus far. We had plans for last year, but obviously, and then we had plans that may be carrying on into this year, but who knows at this point. Yeah, I'm not going to credit the filmographer because he was a knobhead. So sorry, mate, you're out. But yeah, it was really good fun. Apart from him, yeah, we went over to, where did we go? We went to Belgium and we went to Holland. But funnily enough, our actual lead singer didn't come with us because he basically couldn't get a passport in time. So we ended up going without him and just kind of like hodgepodging the show together with the members that we did have. But I think it went all right, personally. But that's what the whole like narrative of the video is about. It's got Kane in the back in Nottingham where it's looking like kind of grey, and he's like only got like a old cig and a lighter in his pocket, and he find his passport and it's all cut up or whatever happens in the video. And then there's the rest of us out in lovely Bruges having a dance around, and Lawrence is jumping in a canal and getting told off by old people and all sorts. So yeah, it was good fun making it.
Quick shout to who's tuned in. We got Susie Briggs in the house. We've got Colin Syme from Colin Mustard and the Dijon 5. We've got Roberta Pia, who says legend.
Hey.
As well.
Hello.
And Alan. Hello, Alan, as well. Well, this is quite an interesting journey into Molly's music. If you don't know, it's very different. All the projects are very different.
Yeah, they're sparse.
So this is just one stage. It's of the story, and we're going to go to that just now. I think we can go to that just now. And this is Unknown Era. Meet me on the dance floor.
Woohoo.
I'm stepping through these city streets, vibration jumping through my feet. Body's loud, I'm happy, coming out, know where I'll be. Now I will go face the sun, hanging with number one. Love like stay when it's done. I can't wait to dance my all night long. Strutting through these city streets, vibration jumping through my feet. Friday's loud, I'm happy, coming out, know where I'll be. Now I will go face the sun, hanging with number one. Love like stay when it's done. I can't wait to dance my all night long. Maybe I'm just going doing this shit. Maybe I'm just going, and baby, I'll be lost. Just maybe I'm just going, doing this shit. Maybe I'm just going, but then I'll be yours. In the summertime, make your body moving in sunshine's brown. Feel those warm rays on your skin, girl, just relax. So come in, Miss Lovey, I know you can, just follow me. The sun won't last, the dance, so bathing, golden light. What should we wait for the night? Get in the groove in the summertime, make your body moving in sunshine's brown. Feel those warm rays on your skin, girl, just relax. So come in, Miss Lovey, I know you can, follow me and I'll make you dance. Maybe on the dance floor, don't need to say no.
Sap skills, get your sack like a bag of pills. This pattern words, but not case when I have a drill. My goat will fly out the window when my coffee spilled. I'm easily engaged and that's my fulfilled. My deep thoughts, he did it with distraction. Did the bigger reaction to the mental contractions. I guess it's standing some serious help, but disturbs like I just I'm in the cranium's mouth.
Take a deep breath in and out is what we're gonna do now. Slide your feet, move your hips, I can show you how. Get your body wet, wipe the sweat off of your brow. Let your body do all the things that it won't allow. Keep your energy moving through the crowd, wiggle in a way that's gonna make you so proud. Taking all the energy you feel coming from the ground, release all the energy you feel coming from the
My mind's
ground.
amazing, you'll get lost if you enter. Force by when there are no sense of direction. You can lock me in a padded room and switch the lights off. Hear the pain and anger of a nut job. The mental matter of how much mind consists of. Sometimes thoughts drop off in a brown dish cloth. The sense to close my eyes and leave your mind fall like I said before I'm in the dance floor.
Me on the dance floor, don't you know? When you come and you get to dignity and floor. Do you know when you get to when you ride with me? Do you know when we go now? 1, 2, 3. Come ride with me and come side with me. Do you know when you get now? 1, 2, 3. No, you're asking more. Come meet me on the dance floor.
Your body move, it's so much fun. Get in that groove out and let something. Your body move, it's so much fun. Meet me on the dance floor, you will have to say more. Meet me on the dance floor, forever I will be yours. Meet me on the dance floor, on the dance floor, on the dance floor, on the dance floor. You need to say more. I'll be yours. Just remember this love. Don't need to say no. Remember this love. I'll be yours. With me, I'll be yours. Dance floor. Meet me on the dance floor. On the dance floor.
Do you want weirdo or do you want itchy?
If you don't really know what's going on, there's a show that also doesn't know what's going on. Call that radio TV. You call that radio. Call that radio TV. You call that radio TV.
This is You Call That Radio TV. We're live with Molly just now. Some amazing comments coming in from loving this, says Alan. Susie says, ooh, love your voice.
Thanks, Susie. Nice one.
Mickey Mouse says, brilliant.
Mickey Mouse. Wow. Got a
The
famous
Mickey
fan.
Mouse, it is the Mickey Mouse, I believe. Susie says, no heard your music before. Love it. Glad I tuned in.
Ah, nice one, Susie.
Ali says, nice cheery vibe. Love it. Tapping my frozen feet. It's definitely a summer sound.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that tune. So originally, I wrote that when I was in uni because they wanted. It was like to a brief kind of thing, and they were like, choose a genre, try and write a song. So I was like, right, I'm going to choose 70s disco because at the time I was really into it. And then so I made it in uni and everything, and I was just like, try and make it like the cheesiest possible thing you can think of. So that's why like all the lyrics are like, yeah, dancing with my number one and like blah blah blah. So did that, and then I remember I had a house party at my gaff at the time, and I remember going like to the band members who were there. I was like, I've done this song at uni, like it's dead cheesy, like let's come and listen to it. And I basically showed them thinking they were all gonna piss themselves laughing, and they were like, oh, this is sick, like let's do this with a band, which was pretty unexpected because especially at that time we were just like kind of trying to be just a ska band. So the fact that they got on board with that was quite a surprise, but a welcome surprise. But yeah.
And with the festival season, and that's where I first met you. And it's you are always playing festivals and stuff. Obviously, a big, massive gap last year with no festivals. Did you have much planned for last year, or?
Yeah, I mean, there was a fair bit planned with Unknown Era. We had like a little thing in Germany that we were going to do in August and stuff. And then kind of with Unknown Era, like the typical festivals that we've always done, like Boomtown, Equinox. I think Bearded Theory was possibly on the cards as well, which we hadn't done before, so that would have been nice. But yeah, like a lot of the usual festivals. There was actually kind of a bit more popping off with the Mollusca stuff last year, but I guess we can get onto that when we get onto that. Um, but yeah, I mean, usually on a usual year, I think I'd usually do like 10 festivals a year. So last year was a bit of a bit of a shock to the system. Maybe it was good to have a rest, but it was definitely definitely a
Well,
shock.
maybe it was good to have a rest, but I think 2 years is too much, right? Well, let's get it back on track. Hopefully, there's something going to happen this summer.
Oh, mate, I can't even begin to like think about nothing happening this summer. Like I will lose it. I will absolutely lose it. There's no hope. But
Well,
I
it's all
reckon I
positivity
think
here. We just be positive. We live in the now,
yeah.
and we say we feel quite good about it. There'll be something. I mean, I think that there's going to be. I think there's not. I mean, there's probably going to be certain things that will be a bit ambitious, but I think that there will be live music. There's got to be live music of some sort, maybe
Yeah.
in a smaller scale than maybe like, but hopefully.
I mean, I reckon they will. I'm feeling quite positive that this isn't going to last that much longer now, but that's completely just my own brain making its mind up. Like that's not based off anything, I don't think. But I think it was just like a shock to the system because I think last year I managed to get through it because I was like, when it all happened in March, I was like, this will be 6 months tops. Like that'll be it. And then so I was like, by October it'll be sound. And then obviously it got to October and I was like, oh, okay. And then from there it was like, well, I've got no idea how to put the time scale now. So from there I think it got a bit difficult. But for the first 6 months I was like, la la la, this is fine. But yeah, who
Well,
knows? I reckon this summer will
it's
be
been a bit
in.
harder this time because of the weather as well. You know, you've not got the weather where you can just go out and do stuff. So it makes Scotland's absolutely. I mean, Bristol's a little bit better weather-wise, but not much. But I mean, I noticed that like there was lots of people I know that were played Bristol, or it seemed like down there the council. I don't know who was in charge of that. They did try and work out live music in a safe way, which maybe Scotland didn't even really attempt to try and do as much. So I noticed that people were doing socially distanced concerts, or there was beer garden gigs and things like that. But
I mean,
you played one? You got to play one, or?
yeah. I mean, I don't know whether it was a good idea for them to attempt that just because it got shut down again so quickly. And obviously because of the situation, it was almost like a bit like, should we be doing this? And then I think the answer is probably no, because we went into lockdown fairly quickly after those kind of things started happening. But
buy one,
yeah.
get one free. What about that for an idea? Everyone get back out and support your local restaurant. Let's pack those restaurants out.
Oh, no,
and get a good old British buy one, get one free. That didn't seem to work out. Who would have thought?
No, I think that was like the nicest thing superficially that the Tories have ever done as well, which is
20 quid off Nando's.
Yeah, mate. I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't indulge in the whole eat out to help out thing, but you know, I'm just a citizen. I don't know any better.
Just try to help. Just being helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked in the hospitality industry plenty of times, like for many years of my life. So I'm just trying to help. But yeah, with the socially distanced gigs, I did one at the Chelsea pub in Bristol, and it was run by a now friend of mine, who's called AJ Simmons, and he does little promotions called Cult DIY. It's Cult with a K. And yeah, I've done like a radio show with him since then, and did like a little live stream, not last weekend, but the weekend before for them as well. So yeah, that was pretty good. That was the only gig that I've done since I've come down here, but that was a good night. Yeah, so
And what was the last gig before all the madness?
Well, the last gig was actually a weekend where I played like 3 gigs in 2 days. So I did, my friend runs this amazing charity called Bras Not Bombs in Nottingham, and she gets like bras and pants and like various other supplies for refugee camps in mainly France, I think, but I think she's also been to Greece as well. So it was like their birthday gig thing. So I played that on the Friday. Oh wait, no. It was 3 gigs in one day. Sorry. So I played that on the evening of the Saturday, but earlier on that day I'd played this other little festival thing called Barking Mad Festival, which was in Colville. So I did that at about 3 p.m. and then I went back to Nottingham and did Bras Not Bombs, and that was about 6 p.m. and then I had another set with Unknown Era back at the other festival at 8 p.m. So I did those 3 in the one day. So I feel like that last weekend I pretty much like made the most out of it. And then yeah, we went into lockdown like straight after that. That weekend as well, like I was booked in to do another gig on the Sunday in Liverpool, but I just ended up telling them that I wasn't going to do it because I was just absolutely fucking knackered. But I kind of wish I had done now. That's shame on me for being a letdown, I suppose.
Well, it looks like you were in general making the most of it, whether playing gigs with various projects. Let's go into the Mollusca Vita stuff that you're talking about just there.
Okay, cool. I just want to let you know that my screen is completely frozen, so I've got no idea what's going on visually right now. So I'm just going off your voice.
I can hear it. You sound and hear it all fine. So
okay, cool. Yeah, sounds.
So yeah, let's talk about the Mollusca Vita stuff.
Yes. So that originally actually started off as a bit of a joke. So originally what I was doing, because I always kind of did like solo-y little bits here and there. And originally what I was doing was spoken word, which is like how I met you, I think. And then I was doing that under the name Molotov, but then I decided I got a little bit sick of spoken words, and actually I wanted music was the thing that I wanted to do. So I originally wrote a song that was pretty much a joke, and it was called High Vis Wankers. I don't play it that often anymore because it's one of them you've got to move on, haven't you? But I remember writing that, and then I played it to my pal Chris, who is also known as Captain Hot Knives, whilst fairly inebriated at about 6 a.m. at Boomtown. So I was like, "Oh, Chris, you do funny songs. Like, listen to this, see what you think." And I played it him, and he liked it. And then yeah, I got like a couple of gigs at the Maze, which was was RIP, the venue that Gaz from Unknown Era ran in Nottingham. It was an amazing venue, like a proper like DIY, like community little space. And then after that, I wasn't really planning on doing that much with it, but people just kind of kept booking me. So I was like, do you know what? I'll just carry on. So that's where I'm at with it now.
Would it be good to play a little tune from it? I know you've got a few online. You've got The Future, which is a good one. There's anything like that?
I mean,
or My Man's Hands, or
My Man's Hands is more of a recent one. And then I guess The Future, you choose. I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, no, the future. Well, we'll go for the. I have seen The Future before, so let's go for that one. I'm sure everyone will enjoy it. It's a good one, and then we'll get on to the other amazing project you're involved in as well. But check this one, guys. Let us know in the comments what you make of this. And this is The Future.
feeling bad. I got cheap shite in a plastic bag, and I'm clueless about what to do with my future, but it's coming on. I ain't happy, I'm feeling bad. I got cheap food in a Tesco bag, my fast fuel less. We can't stop that future. It's coming on, it's coming on, coming on, it's coming on. Finally, we feel like rattling cages. We should be angry now because it's been fucking ages. It's good news or good sense on our TV screen, presented by somebody we could actually believe. We hear gunshots, flood fires, terrorism brewing, far right shots, all the hatred and we're losing the will to fucking live it. Votes just disappear and people can't afford to believe out of their fear. Our intelligence is getting really tried and tested. Somehow a milkshake is now more aggressive, spreading hate day to day based on lies about based on what the youth are confused and can't face. The calling who's telling the truth? It's a crime to then the fascist man's pride. Rallies out every day, poison in mind. There's no time for justice with a mind full of hate crimes. I know what I'm saying, as we said before. The fact that no one's listening really has me floored. Right now we're facing issues that cannot be ignored. If we are to live, we need to do more. I ain't happy, I'm feeling bad. I got cheap shite in a plastic bag, and I'm clueless about what to do with my future, but it's coming on. I ain't happy, I'm feeling bad. I got cheap food in a Tesco bag, it's all onions, cause Brexit fucked my future, but it's coming on, it's coming on, coming on, it's coming on. Shouting left, snowflakes, millennial of bullshit. There's no time left now for ignorance or hatred. We're screaming out our lungs in attempt to educate. If we're gonna survive, then we need to fucking change. The water level's rising, we're in over our heads. Teenagers calling out politicians on this mess. Some place about rebellion, disrupting our commute. If we don't change, it spells death for the youth. Who gives a fuck? I'll be dead by then. I worked too hard for my last years to be spent throwing my back out underneath your social pressure. We ain't asking for sacrifice, just for pleasure. We get it, we're comfortable too, but we need to wake up, stop getting it confused. It ain't just you, it's the whole world that we'll lose. What will your children do? I'll say it again, what will your children do? And again, what will your children do? You'll be dead, well fucking good for you. What will your children do? I ain't happy, I'm feeling bad. I got cheap shite in a plastic bag, and I'm clueless about what to do with my future, but it's coming on. I ain't happy, I'm feeling bad. I got cheap food in a Tesco bag, and I'm clueless about what to do with my future, but it's coming on, it's coming on, coming on, it's coming on, coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on.
Brothers and sisters,
Is that you, Daniel? Are you before me?
You call that radio?
hello? Hello?
Hello, yes, this is Dog.
This is You Call That Radio TV. Amazing. Certified banger, says Roberta Pia. Susie Briggs says superb. Brilliant from Alan Morrison as well. And it's, let's just talk about Roberta. Roberta's your neighbour. Everybody needs good neighbours.
Yeah, in effect, I guess so, yeah.
Well,
I wish she was
sure,
my actual neighbour.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that there'll be some good Bristol times once it's Safe to Do So with Roberta's, doing some amazing stuff. Shouts to Girl Crush Events, which is obviously on hiatus at the moment until it's safe to do so. But yeah, Roberta's absolutely amazing. And I think I've only been to Bristol once, but we did bump into Roberta there. I was there for is it Downs Festival, where it had Law on the Hill, it had Idols, it had everybody. It was something else. What a day out that was for the weekend. And,
well, we'll have to get you back down, lad, for summit.
No, well, I'm up for it, and it was good to hear you mentioning like some of the I was taking a little note there, like so Cult DIY with a K, and Brad's Not Bombs and stuff like that. And feel free if there is anyone down, because I know that sometimes this show can get a bit Glasgow centric or a bit Scottish centric, just because that's my area. But it's always good to get people from outside and hear whether that's music or other community projects and stuff, then just give them my details. Good to hear what's going on there. Yeah, definitely for going down to Bristol. Absolutely loved it, man. I thought it was such a friendly place. I thought it was all the graph everywhere was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in sense-wise, I think.
It was Law on the Hill, Grace Jones, Nina Cherry, and Idols, and Fontaine's DC, although they had a bit of issues with the sound. It wasn't their fault, because I seen them at Transmit a couple weeks before that, but it was just it was a bit too quiet for a very loud band.
Right.
And come back to Bristol, Bass, absolutely. I will be there. And hopefully sooner rather than later. Lou missed the earlier bus, but I got here eventually. Sounding great so far. She has an amazing voice. Absolutely. And it's quite interesting. Like, so that song's quite a good example of it's kind of went from that spoken word day to kind of comedy to doing something a little bit more serious with it.
Yeah. I would say, to be honest, like that was just born of me really loving the Gorillaz essentially and wanting to do a cover of them. But then it was also around the time of that fabulous time of our lives when people kept throwing milkshakes at fascists, and that was a fun time, I think, to be alive. So that was just all inspired by that. And also around that time there was kind of like the whole Extinction Rebellion things kicking off too. So yeah, that's kind of where that all squished in there. But I would say that now my songwriting has definitely evolved a lot since then, and I've kind of moved away from playing stuff like that now. But they do seem to like that one at punk gigs, so there we go.
It's interesting that you start the comedy thing. Do you think is that maybe? I know that when like the early Gyro Baby stuff was definitely geared more comedy wise, and it's almost like a security blanket to do. Obviously, it's fun to make people laugh and stuff as well, but
yeah,
it's also a security blanket that if you think it's shite, it's okay because I was just having a laugh. Haha, fooled you.
Yeah.
Is there an element of that to the comedy music?
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. Like, because the thing is with this stuff, it's like I think what you're saying, the point that you make there, is definitely like shown by the fact that the first song that I wrote was that comedy song called Hive is Wankers, and then the future came kind of shortly after that. And now I think my writing has definitely moved away from that kind of vibe. I like to still have comedy in my shows, but for me it mostly comes between the banter, like in between the tunes, like because that's one of my favorite things about playing live is the interaction you get in between the songs. Like I absolutely love it. And when I did the Cult DIY thing the other day, it was just like a live stream, and like obviously you get the comments through and stuff, but that was one of the main things I said, is just like I miss the hecklers. Like I want the hecklers back, like so badly. But yeah, I'd say that whole comedy thing was definitely like a bit of a barrier. That's just putting that up, because yeah, if people did think it's shit, it was that same thing you said, just like, oh well, fuck it, whatever, it's just a joke, innit? Yeah, but whereas now, like I feel like I've found a little bit more confidence in what I'm doing and just myself as a person, so I'm getting more onto the lines of the stuff that I like really want to write, and it like just like finding a little bit more confidence in my own creativity, to be able to do that. But yeah, it's interesting you say that. I'd never actually thought about it before,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it took me a
it
few years
makes
to figure
sense.
that out as well. It was like, I think it is that there is, but also I think as well that I suppose if you're hanging around festivals and you've got a guitar, you just end up coming out with some daft stuff. It's daft that.
Yeah,
And then someone's like, that's actually quite good. And at
yeah,
festivals, stuff like that, the stuff that works at festivals that might not work in a normal scenario as well. That's also a
yeah,
thing. But I'll tell
yeah,
you, I know that we've seen pictures of you on stage with our first ever guest that was on You Call That Radio TV on day one of lockdown, which is Captain Hot Knives.
yeah. Chris,
And he's
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
I think, the greatest person that combining musical talent with just making people laugh all the way through his set.
Yeah, yeah, he's an incredible human. I definitely look up to him a lot. And I've been lucky to do a few shows with him, um, which has been, yeah, really nice time. And I miss him. I miss him loads because we've not done shows, but we were also talking about maybe getting something together, doing like a little tour together. And I've put on, because when I was back in Manchester, I put on gigs quite a lot. And two of them that I put on last time I was living in Manchester, two of them were like his birthday parties or whatever, which got quite wild. But yeah, he's a good egg. He's a good egg, is Captain Hot Knives. I've liked him for a long time.
Well,
Really sound dude.
yeah, man, it's been I've been lucky to share the stage with him a few times in Glasgow, and
Hmm.
he played our stage at Kilburn Garden Party as well. Absolute legend. It's nearly a year, so I'm hoping. I've been trying to get him back on the show for ages, but I know he's not keeping well. But hopefully, we'll get him back for the year on show. It seems only right that he should come back
Yeah.
for that one. We've got some comments coming in. Absolutely ridiculous amount of artists and styles that Mark and You Call It Radio's introduced him over the last 10 or so months. Cheers for that. Yeah, I feel exactly the same as you. The world was a dull place before You Call That Radio. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I agree with you both. It would have been crazy without Evans. Thank you, guys. I would have been crazy without you guys all turning up and watching the show as well. So thank you. Going back, let's go back to Manchester a bit because I told Joe the other night that you were going to be on the show, Joe Dart from the Twistettes.
Yeah.
And she told me a story that you were shared the bill, but obviously is it 0161 festival?
Oh yeah. 0161, yeah.
So and I know that's not like it's different is it different venues and stuff? It's like different parts. But she said that she was, I think the Twistettes played, and then there was a bomb scare in Manchester that day or something like that. And then so she got an extra day in her hotel. So she's supposed to be going home, and she went, well, there's no point in me just staying in the hotel. So she came back out, and then she seen you guys and said you were amazing.
Was that must have been with Unknown Era, right? Yeah. Yeah, we've played 0161 a few times before. So 0161 is like it's like an anti-fascist festival. I've done some stuff with them before. Like in 2019, put their after party on, which was really good. And then for 2020, I had this whole thing planned, and I was really proud of it. We had a really good lineup. It was going to be for the after party for the Friday night of 0161. And it was like a really like queer inclusive night, because funnily enough, there doesn't really seem to be any space for that in the anti-fascist scene. And I find it quite strange because I think a lot of the time with the anti-fascist scene and the queer scene, I find that there's like quite a big crossover of views. But it didn't really seem to me like the anti-fascist scene looks particularly welcoming from the outside to a lot of queer people. So I thought, let's put the two together, the two things that I care about. And I'm sure other people did as well. And luckily, yeah, I found a really banging lineup, and we were going to have two rooms, upstairs all like rave and DJs, and downstairs was going to be bands and stuff. So yeah, the night was going to be called Bitch Fist, and I was very, very excited for it. But unfortunately, Miss Rona had other ideas. But that is definitely something that I'm looking on bringing back. But Yeah, 0161 Festival. That's another good little community. And one of the lads who runs that, Joe, he'd actually be a really good and interesting person to talk to if you could get him on, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The amount of stuff that they do, the 0161 community as well, is like, it's pretty mind-boggling. Like, they've been doing throughout, because obviously you can't really do gigs and stuff at the moment. So throughout kind of lockdown, they've been doing loads of food packages and stuff, which I think is amazing. And they put so much work into everything. Yeah, I really rate them. They're a good group, good
And they seem
people.
to definitely have their eye on the ball with regards to, like, I know that there's been a few Scottish bands. I might be wrong, but I think maybe Bomb Scares went down there as well, and maybe a few other bands. So it seems like they've got their ear to the ground of stuff, you know, well without their city centre bubble. And I think that is something that we all just need to be trying to do better. I think we all try and do the gig swap idea, but it's just something that we should maybe be using this time when we're not as busy playing gigs to maybe try and get these connections. Because, you know, if we could just get, you know, there's all these amazing bands that are like absolutely amazing and they're heroes in their own cities, but nobody really knows them outside of that, or maybe a few one city away, and they're not well known. If we could just somehow get, you know, the best bands from each city and just look after them when they're touring, and it just really could be something exciting there.
I know, it seems like it's such a hard thing to do though, like the lack of crossover, unless you're involved in like a really specific scene. It does kind of baffle me, the lack of crossover that there seems to be throughout cities. Like, when I say when you're in like a really specific scene, like obviously with Unknown Era, we used to play a lot in like the ska kind of punk scene, there's like a lot of...
You've got your actual niche, you've got your niche.
Yeah.
So it's a case of just finding another band that sounds similar. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, that if a band isn't fitting in a specific niche, it also is in the same ballpark as, it's quite weird. You've got a lot of festival bands that play to literally thousands and thousands of people that really enjoy them at a big festival. And then when you book them for a show in Glasgow, nobody seems to turn up as well, which is another strange thing that seems to happen.
Yeah, I think that used to happen to us in Unknown Era, to be fair. Like, I remember once we played Why Not, which is only in Derbyshire, so it's not too far from Nottingham, but which is where Unknown Era are based. But yeah, like we played there, and to be fair, in Nottingham we can drum up quite a big crowd, and there was probably a lot of people from Notts at the festival. But on that stage, I think like that tent was fucking massive. Like, I remember this stage as well, considering there's 9 of us, we were always like huddled onto tiny little stages, and I remember just like we were backstage and we were getting ready to go on. I remember just saying to Kane, I was like, look at the stage, look at the fucking stage, it's massive. And I was like, I was so excited, because like one of my favorite things when I'm performing is just to like run around as much as I can. And I got on the stage and literally I just felt like I had so much space, but the crowd was huge. Like, I remember just looking out and being like, this is fucking mental. But yeah, so like drumming up like big crowds at kind of festivals, and then you go and play in like a city. I mean, we played in Leicester quite a few times, and that's like not far away from Nottingham at all. And we go to Leicester and there'd be like 5 to 10 people there, and it was just like, this doesn't make sense. But yeah, like the crossover is something that's really hard to deal with. But I reckon if you could get like a good name, say if you were going to be like a promoter or something, you've got to work really hard on getting like a really good name for yourself, because I think that once you get that good name for yourself, it won't matter so much who you're putting on, because people will like have faith in your events. And I reckon that's probably the best way to go about it. But I don't know. I
suppose there's a bit of trust involved as well, because it's getting that good lineup. So it's like you've got to get a good local lineup so that everyone does turn up, and then you've got to hope that there's someone else repays the favour as well. So there's a bit of trust involved. It has worked a couple of times. I know that we've managed to make it work before, but definitely that is the goal from now on. And going back to that festival thing, it's weird that happens. I don't know if it's because people are just wandering around a festival and there's maybe like a few people are saying, everyone come and see this will be good, you like that, and everyone kind of follows the crowd, and they're too inebriated to even know what they're actually watching, but all they know is they're enjoying it. Or you're maybe played at a different time from the programme, so everyone thinks it's another band and they went in that band when they came to town. Or the final theory that I've got for that is as well is that the majority of festival people don't exist in the real world. Like there's all these people that you see 10 or 20 times over the summer, and then you just never see them. You never bump into them in Tesco or anything.
No.
These people disappear for the winter.
But
Who knows where they go?
But then is that what I do? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, am I real? Because to many other people, I'm sure that's what I do. Maybe right now I'm just sat in like a jar full of liquid or something, just bobbing around, and this is all just my mind making it up until summer, and then I'm let out of the jar and I go and do whatever it is that I do.
I've seen you that you're not at a festival. So
yeah, I mean, how do we even know that this is real? Do you exist? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I do.
No, I don't know if any of us exist at the moment, do we? Just sitting in our bedrooms.
We've got a gang here. Ali says we're a wee gang now.
Oh, okay.
Far better than if you call it entertainment. Thank you. We've got a wee gang. Angela says big ups 0161. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to look now for something completely different. We're going to have a look at an amazing project that you're doing with Queen Z. And
yes,
Z from Queen Z. Sorry, Z from Queen Z. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And for people that don't know, a huge deal. That are no longer together.
No, they are not. They broke up.
But what I'm sorry, what an amazing band that people need to check out. I know that they're on the underground scene. They're huge, especially in sort of England. Incredible live performances. I was watching it the other day, that video they did for it's one of those. It's a big internet company, a big YouTube channel. Anyway, it's just absolutely perfect, so polished and raw, but just tight and exciting. And
yeah.
As well. It's got it just ticks so many boxes. So and that project's no longer on the go, but you are now in the new project with Z, which is exciting.
It is very exciting. And with Queen Z, I mean, the first time that I ever met Z was at a festival called Dead Good Gathering, which was in Liverpool. And it was kind of like a couple of days, and it was like inside just the one venue. And at the time I was doing spoken word, and I think I did my spoken word set like about an hour before they did their set on the main stage, and I was like on a little stage in the back. But I've got this amazing picture that's actually still the background of my phone, and this was in like 2017 or something, and they were just kind of like getting the gumption behind them before they kind of blew up. And I remember I've got this amazing picture, and it's like Z is stood on top of this like massive stack of speakers just screaming, and there's just this picture, and it's taken from behind Z, and I'm just in the front row like this, just like absolutely loving it. And I remember like going up to Z afterwards and just being like, that was amazing, that was like the best thing that I've seen in a long time, and just like absolutely loved their energy so much. And then we just kind of carried on chatting on the internet over the next few years and stuff. And then they kind of approached me, Z approached me in the first lockdown, and was like, look, I've got this idea for this project, like I think you'd be really good. And I was just like, oh my god, yes, please. So yeah, that's how kind of this all happened. And I'm so grateful, because this kind of stuff, like the Toki horror stuff, it feels to me like the exact thing that I need to be doing right now. And we've got like a lot of really similar ideas about like where we want it to go and stuff. So yeah, it's just really exciting, really, really exciting.
I'm just going to, before we talk about it anymore, I'm going to play a song from it, just because I don't really know how to describe it. So I want to listen to it again before I can try and come up with some adjectives. But it's totally unique, absolutely banging.
Oh,
and this would be great through an amazing sound system or live. Oh my god! Check this out, guys. Let us know in the comments. How would you describe this? Because I'm not really sure, but and I'll put the link in the comments so that you can check it out with better sound quality after the show.
Yeah, enough respect in every aspect to the man like Mark. I love how the man talk on the radio. In case you never know. You call that radio, call that the radio. You call that radio, call that the radio. Come and say, in meaning, my name, I'll just go with the flow. In meaning, my name, I'll just go with the flow. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Boom. Lot of mercy. Yo. You call that radio. You call that radio. Come and say don't you be another man, I'll go lose your head. Say don't you be another me say and lose the head. Me say radio. Call that a radio. Straight from out of Glasgow. Straight from out of Glasgow, nice enough on the studio. Come and say in meaning, my name, I'll just go with the flow. In meaning, my name, I'll just go with the flow. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. No radio. You call that the radio.
Oh, fuck. This is You Call That Radio TV. We are. Hold on, I'm going to take that off the screen. That was the green screen falling down you seen in that video. And as you can see today, I'm kind of. I've just been told that I seem a bit low as if I'm peering over. This is because I decided to record over the weekend and I've moved everything and everything's ruined. So without destroying the illusion that I might not even be outside. We're still doing the competition, by the way. No one has correctly guessed which park this is. If you get it right, we will send you a free You Call That Radio t-shirt. So anyone who's tuned in, you can win a t-shirt by guessing the park. I mean, it's open to you, Molly, as well. Can you guess the park?
Is it a park in Glasgow?
I can't tell you that. Everyone's guessing Glasgow Park.
No clues then. Is it...
I have a clue that it's not in Glasgow.
Is it Central Park?
No, it's not. But great
There you
guess.
go. I'm stumped.
We'll just listen to that amazing Talkie Horrors tune. Also, I've just noticed that there's a 360 live video as well. How does that work?
Yeah, that was pretty cool actually. So what it was this tiny little camera. So it's like a square like this, and then it just had like a camera in the middle of it, but then I think it had one on the other side as well. I'm not really too sure. I was quite excited that day, so I think I had a quick look at it and was like and then kind of forgot about it. But it was like in the middle of the room, and then we were as a band like stood in a circle around it, and then it just captured like the whole room. So that 361, for anyone who is going to go and check out the tune after, it's cool because if you're watching it on your phone, you can move it around and you can see different band members doing different stuff. So
I'm just going to I'll mute it, but it just gives you a rough idea of people if we want to do it. So yeah, that's cool. You can actually just.
So if you move the device around that you're watching it on, then you will see. There you go. So there's me, there's Jamie on guitar, and there's Abby. Then we go back round, and there's me, there's Z, and there's Ava just on the other side there. So
amazing stuff. So if that's the live version of that tune, I asked everyone what would you call it? How would they describe it? And there's some people have got some answers for that. Twistronic, says Tam.
That's an interesting one. Never heard that before.
Paul says new school breakbeat.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Excellent, says Alan.
I mean, I'll take that as well. Music. Yeah. What is it? Excellent.
Excellent music. They were pioneers of the excellent music era. Chemical Tech, says Angela.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. That's a good one.
That was so good, says Susie. This would be awesome live.
It will be awesome live. It will be awesome. It will.
It will be. And there was also some comments earlier on because sometimes we miss the swearing because someone swears and it filters it out sometimes. So I think Angela wanted to say that the far right gobshite was a great line.
Thanks. I mean, it's the truth.
And there was another one as well. I think Colette was in the house. She said something. I can't find the comment. But yeah, there was Colette says, hi, Sugar Cubes. She says, love from Sheriston Farm. Shouts to Colette all day, every day. And there was another thing. Oh yeah, Susie actually says, the festival people exist in the interstellar festival dimension and go through portals and festival fields.
That sounds amazing. Why aren't I one of these people?
It sounds about right. And Alan's is, I mean, I think Alan, you can't keep guessing anymore. You've got Lynn Park, Kings Park, Strathclyde Park, Battersea Park. We need to limit you, Alan. I think you need to it's none of them. Rook and Glen Park. Nope, it's not that. Bellahouston Park, says Lou. Hyde Park in London, says Susie. No, it's none of those. It's none of those. But yeah, let's go back to that. This project. So, how many songs have you done? Is there an album on the cards? What's the script?
Well, so we've got the 2 singles that we've released, as well as a couple of other little bits that we did just as a bit of fun. So, like, we did a Rob Zombie cover for Halloween, which was good fun. But yeah, we are currently in the process of making some new tunes. They may or may not be for an EP, which may or may not be coming out hopefully in the next few months. So yeah, just keep your ear to the ground on that one. But I've actually been working
exclusive. That's
yeah. I've been working on a couple of the tunes recently. And I'm really excited about some of the stuff we're getting out there. So yeah, exciting stuff. Yeah.
Secret stuff, exclusive secret stuff going on.
I don't know if I'll get bollocked for saying anything that I just said, but who cares? Whatever.
You said you used allegedly, me. You're safe. I think you're safe from any.
Nothing's happening over here.
I've got loads more guests. Victoria Park, no. Alexandra Park, no. I'm afraid not. Keep guessing. One more last look at that. And okay, so we've got one more tune I was wanting to play that we have lined up from you sent me. Simulate Me, or was that the no?
That's the one we've just listened to. No, so I think
Girl Racer.
Yeah, that's the one. So that is the first single that we did with Toki Horror, and it was just so much fun to make it. I'd had the idea for the lyrics for quite a while, and it's loosely based off like ideas of gender and gender identity and how whatever slots people want us to fit in terms of gender. But yeah, I was inspired by my little car, which you can see in a lot of Toki Horror artwork. So it's a 1999 Citroen Saxo, and it's bright yellow, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, it's just about razzing it around in that essentially. But yeah, it's a little take on like kind of the old boy racer culture as well, because I remember being a little lass and thinking, like, seeing all these boy racers driving around in their stupid cars and just thinking, you know what, I'm gonna be like that one day. Like, I'm gonna have one of them cars and I'm gonna do all that stupid shit that them lads get to do that I'm told I'm not allowed to do. And unfortunately my car is dead on the driveway currently, so I didn't ever get around to souping it up properly, but I had fun while it lasted, so it's kind of about that. But yeah, this is a super fun single, and for anybody who's interested, and particularly for those of us on the ravier side of life, there's loads of remixes available of this on Spotify, one of which during the summer when I got it did make me cry because it just made me wanted to be in front of a rig at a festival, and I couldn't do that. So if that's your kind of thing, then go and check those out. The particular remix I'm on about is the Gully Teen remix, and it did also blow the speakers in my car, so be careful with that one. But yeah.
I got you. Ready? Yeah, he's 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yo, this is Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5 live and direct here in Glasgow, Scotland, and you call that radio?
On you. We are here to tell the people that we hear you. One God will not allow us as people of conscience to lose our morale. We see the crimes of this government, how they support every dictator and criminal on this earth. Sometimes you can feel down. Sometimes you're
This is You Call That Radio TV. And just before I get Molly back on, I'm just going to give a shout out to tomorrow's very special guest we have on. Where is she? It's Gail Porter. Gail Porter will be on the show tomorrow talking about her new BAFTA winning film, Gail Porter. Absolutely buzzing to get her on the show. And then after that, tomorrow night we have Lorettes are going to be here. Kutchy Cash, who is going viral at the minute, and David Blair of Colonel Mustard and Dijon Vi fame will be here in the show tomorrow night. And then we've got the Brooklyn Scotsman on Thursday, who's just got a film on iPlayer just now, talking about his incredible story from going over to Brooklyn to become a boxer with no money and becoming a rapper. It's mad. Check that out. The Brooklyn Scotsman, that's on Thursday night. We just watched an amazing track, Girl Racer there, absolutely banging. And what was the remix that you recommended to check out?
So it's called the Gully Teen Flip, and it's on Spotify and also Bandcamp and what's the other one? SoundCloud as well, for anybody who wants to delve.
And that is Talkie Horror. Just to spell that, I'll just spell that out for people again. So it's Tokky. Sorry, wait, am I missing? Sorry, I don't get the name. Was there a story behind that?
So it's based on Toxteth in Liverpool. Toxteth?
And the Instagram, it's for yourself. Easy. It's Mollusca Vita on
my
Instagram
name.
And Facebook. We've got Girl Racer is banging, says Angela.
Thank you.
Says Girl Racer's brilliant. Kelvin Grove Park. It is not. Final guess, Glasgow Green. It is not. And I think Vondel Park. It is not. Hoth. It is not. Is it Narnia? It is Narnia. Congratulations. Round of applause, Paul. You've just won a You Call That Radio t-shirt that I am live from Narnia.
Is Narnia a park?
Well,
I think you might have cheated a little bit there, aren't you? You didn't want to give that t-shirt away. Look at your face.
I was wanting to say it. A mythical land with a lion and a witch and a wardrobe. Round of applause for Paul. You got it right. There wasn't. Yes, congratulations, Paul. You have got a t-shirt coming to you very soon. Send me your size over, although I think you've won bomb scare t-shirt as well. That was too. Send me the size and your address again, please, mate, and I'll get that sent out to you this week. So amazing stuff. So what is we're just waiting on the Talkie Horror EP that may or may not be in the works. We are waiting on the end of a pandemic really to get Unknown Era back together.
Yeah, essentially.
It seems like just a few of our band members as well. Like they all live far away, and we used to make it work by getting together for the. Like if we've got a big gig coming up, we'd all meet up and get a wee practice beforehand. Sometimes when you're playing gigs all the time, you don't need to practice. You probably should practice, but if you're playing enough together, you can sometimes wing it. So but right now it's just basically stopped. We had the opportunity to be playing. We do live gigs from our venue. We live stream it in real time with no audience, and it would be great to play that with the band, but it's just a lot of hassle to get everyone together, and you can't really plan anything right now because things could change in a couple of weeks. So Unknown Era is paused for now, but you do have a few band members in Bristol, so you can maybe make something work. Some jams in the park.
Yeah, I mean the two band members that are in Bristol. There's another vocalist, Emily, who you will have seen in that video as well, and Lawrence, who plays the trumpet. Lawrence has just had a baby, so that's very exciting, but he's very much on the engaging in being a new father vibe. And Emily's just bought a house, and here I am. I'm not doing anything. So yeah, but there'll be things in the pipeline. Lawrence also has an exciting project that he started doing, which is like trip hop, and it's called ATA, so ATTA, and some of the stuff that he's making is it's beautiful. It's really, really nice, like because he plays trumpet and he's very influenced by jazz and stuff like that. And there's actually a track that Kane is featured on as well, Kane from Unknown Era, and I'd suggest checking that out, like particularly if you like the jazzy chilled out kind of vibes. It's a good one to go to. But yeah,
what was that one called? Sorry,
ATA, so ATTA.
And that's where do I get that?
So again, it's on Bandcamp, I believe, and also you can listen to it on Spotify too.
Amazing stuff. I've got that. I've got it there.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah.
Roberta's saying Girl Racer's my new favourite tune.
Beep, beep.
Lou is in the house. Paul says if you can get, you call that radio decals made, he would stick them to the back doors of his taxi. Decals.
Must be a bumper sticker, right?
A bumper sticker, I don't know. Is this Kirk and Tillich slang for a bumper sticker? Decals. I'll get decals made. You know what? I'll get decals made for Paul, and of course, free of charge. That'd be great. Thank you very much, Molly. We'll be back. One more time, get her followed on the Instagram and the Facebook.
Yeah.
Not on Twitter. Well, you're on Twitter, but it says account suspended.
Do you know what I think that might have been actually? Because I was on Twitter for maybe all of 5 minutes, and my one post that I did do, I was giving Damon Albarn shit just because I'd obviously ripped off his tune, and I was just giving him some shit, essentially saying, this tune's mine now, motherfucker.
Giving him shit because you ripped off his tune.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any more information in that?
No comment.
No comment. Well, he got your account suspended.
Yeah. I think it's inactivity, to be honest. But with all of my 2 followers.
Ali Grant says, great show. Nice to hear Mollusca Vita. Amazing. It's been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off. We'll be back tomorrow at 2:00. It's an early start, so set your alarms because I know these are Nighthawks. Gil Porter in the house from 2:00.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's been a great time.
And hopefully we'll see you in the real world soon. Get up to Glasgow, or hopefully we get down to Bristol.
Yeah, nice one.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
And good night.
You call that radio?
Call that radio.
What back to the people who hated on me?
Right, and then I see the disinfectant that knocks it out in a minute.
That's mad, isn't it?
Is this a Netflix thing?
It's actually a podcast. It's,
What the fuck's a podcast?
you know, it's kind of like a radio show.
Oh, that radio.
Yeah.
And is there a way we can do something like that?
I couldn't help it.
By injection inside or
Yeah, I think so because I think just paint in general because I think like my poems and my painting.
No, cut. Gail Porter, 2:00 tomorrow. See you there. The Gail Porter, actual Gail Porter, tomorrow, 2:00.